Hey, how's it going? So today in this YouTube video, I'm going to share with you the 5 criteria, the qualification, the screening needed to hire a reputable property manager. So I'm Juan Pablo. I'm the CEO and founder of Multifamily Done For You. So let's jump into it. Like always, guys, I pretty much provide an acronym, right? So just to make this memorable for you in terms of when you're ready to hire a property manager for your next level of getting multifamily properties. So I'm gonna start off with the acronym being BREC. I know it doesn't mean anything, but it's just catchy. BRECK. Let's start with the first letter B. B stands for billing. You want to make sure that you hire a reputable property management company that has a billing system, meaning income coming in, money going out, to make sure that the accounting is good, that it's in place properly. And in terms of billing, it's all negotiable. Every property manager has their own processes and so forth. But in terms of my properties and the properties for my clients, we always like to lean towards hiring a property manager in which they do the majority of the billing on our behalf. I can share with you maybe several moons ago, right, where I have mountains of bills coming to my home or coming to my PO box. Utility bills, property taxes, etc., notices, all those things will come to my address, in which I have to filter through, scan it, email it, pay it, schedule it, or pay it, enter in the data into like a spreadsheet. But once I found property managers that were reputable and I negotiated to have them do the billing, sure, they might have did it for an extra percentage or so, but it's worth its time to go, especially if they had an accounting department. Right, so if you have a property manager who can make sure they receive all the rents, pay all bills, property insurance, property taxes, utility bills, notices, or code violations, trash bill, all that stuff, worth their weight in gold. So that way you can truly be a passive investor and not a part-time accountant, right? Or have to hire one, right? So let's go on to the next letter. The next letter is reporting. All right, so it kind of bleeds into the first one, right, of billing. You want to make sure that you have a property manager who gives you timely and accurate reporting. Reporting not just on the quantitative data, right, income and expenses and all that good stuff, but also reporting on the qualitative information, such as when a repair is needed, how much that repair will cost, what's the possible rent that we could receive if we did additional repairs, right? Or if we took out an existing tenant and replaced it with a new tenant because the market rents are higher than what this current tenant is paying. So you want a property manager who gives you this quantitative and qualitative information on a timely basis. You want to make sure it's accurate, and preferably if you can see the majority of the reporting in a portal. Just log in at any time, real time, and bam, you see it all there. All right, so that's B, that's R. Let's get into the E. The E stands for evictions. It happens, man, it happens. You want to make sure that you work with a property manager who has a backbone. They have processes. They follow an eviction process based upon an SOP, standard operating procedures, that they already have. Not based on feelings that this tenant is nice, or they're going through some personal issues, they need more time, or the tenant is over promising, oh yeah, I'll give you the money by this date, or give me some more time, I'm working with this agency, etc., to help me financially. You want to make sure that this property manager is stone cold, pretty much, right? Knows their stuff. And in terms of the evictions, they know the local tenancy laws, not just the local tenancy laws, but they pretty much know the judge, they know the constable, they know the processes in and out. And they're timely and efficient with their notices and processes to make sure that any non-paying tenant or problem-causing tenant, whatever the reason for the eviction, is out of there in the quickest amount of time possible, right? Because half of the battle with multifamily investing is buying a property. The other half, management. All right, so that's BRE. The C stands for communication. Now, we have several property managers that we work with, right, for a portfolio. And even though they're alike in many ways, they are different in some ways as well. And certain ways it could be a pet peeve for some. I remember one property manager I had on my team, his name is Mark, and I remember he and his team, we're no longer using them, but because we transitioned to another property manager who can do the billing stuff for us and all that good stuff. But anyway, going back to Mark, his thing was he and his team they just didn't handle communication well. I mean, you can communicate with them in the portal or email. That's it, written communication only. But in terms of phone calls or any other communication, cut off. Now, for some investors, that's a turnoff, right? Some people are, just depending on your management style, communication style, you might want to be able to call someone, especially if it's urgent. But Mark and his team, they were, don't get me wrong, responsive via email or portal, but any other communication outside of that, they would not communicate. They had a phone number, but they just never answered it. Who knows? Maybe they did that intentionally so that way they won't have anyone to be a receptionist, right, to answer the calls. Maybe it was a reason behind that, efficiency maybe, I don't know. But for some people, that's a deal breaker, all right? So you wanna make sure with the property manager you select that their communication style and your communication style are in alignment. And if not, you guys negotiate, go back and forth to see if it's a fit or not, okay? Now the last letter is the K, which stands for knowledgeable, okay? Like for instance, I had this property manager in which I ended up letting her go because she was kind of slow with evicting tenants and trying to work with tenants to see if another agency could pay their rent on their behalf. And she mentioned the name of this agency that helps with tenants who were late or whatever and needed financial assistance. And the new property manager shared this with me. Yeah, I speak to them on a daily basis. And guess what? They're overextended. They don't have the money in the budget. So this other property manager, she's trying to go to that agency to help them with the other tenant pay the rent. It's not going to happen. She should have been started the eviction process X amount of time ago, right? You want them to be knowledgeable, be in the know, knowing the right people, hands to shake, moves to make, etc. So that way they can help you as a silent partner, so to speak, to make sure that your property's cash flow. All right, and if you're thinking about cash flow, what I want you to do is to book a discovery call. So that way my team and I can hop on the phone with you to see if we're a fit for you, you're a fit for us, ascertain your goals, your risk aversion, how much you're trying to scale, etc. And all you have to do is just schedule a call below. But hey, you don't have to do anything I share in this video. But all I require of you is this: just keep coming back, keep viewing our content, become an informed decision maker, all right, and take action. As always, guys, this is to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately. Peace.